the live stream this evening, and we are going to be discussing something that I've known dear to my heart, something that I've known over the years, but I didn't know it was common knowledge until I started getting a lot of questions around this route to enter the UK, even as an international optometrist, and that is by putting together resources or picking up a scholarship and coming into the UK for a master's. So, whilst we all drop in, once you come in, I want to know the country from which you're watching from, and if you can hear me clearly, let me know. I'm just going to check on my phone. I want to make sure that it's live on Facebook and on LinkedIn. While I wait for people to drop in, I'm just going to see if I can share. So once you come in right now, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and share the stream so that we know that, yeah, we're live. Good. That's good. So it is working on LinkedIn. I'm just going to check that.
It's live on
Good.
Facebook.
Excellent. It's quite a delay, but that's absolutely fine. Good. So once you're trickling in, if you're watching on the live, I just want you to put hashtag live. Let me know where you're watching from as well. That would be great. And if you grab that link and share it to your platform for any international optometrists that qualified outside the United Kingdom or the UK, and you are thinking of coming into the UK, not really just straight yet as an optometrist, but a pathway, and you're thinking of doing a master's, maybe you're already doing a master's, or you have got um, or you have got an admission to do a master's, or it's something that you have been thinking. Okay, now once you come live, if you have any questions about the UK qualification process, I'd like you to put your questions in the comments below, because I will be going through those questions. Secondly, could I ask you to kindly repost it once you come in? Just give it a like and let me know where you're watching from. Are you watching on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or YouTube? I really like to know. I just want to share this link into my let me see. Would it allow me to share? Okay, I'll just copy the link. So I want you to just go ahead, yeah, to group. Good. That's amazing. And I've just shared it in there. Good. Join the live, ask your questions. Thank you so much for coming in right now. So many optometrists that I've been having discussion with, some of them have, come into the UK to do a master's degree. I did my master's with City University, and that would be after practicing optometry in the UK around about 6-7 years anyway. So I was quite sure on what I wanted to achieve. I was quite sure on what I wanted to achieve and the kind of information and resources I needed before I went to do my master's. But being in the position where I am, in having this academy that helps international optometrists to qualify in the UK, and I'm gonna pause and celebrate. Yes, one of our candidates actually, if you watched, one of the dancing things that I did, it was one of our candidates that went into do her interview, and she came out with the desired outcome, proceed to pre-reg. And then I said, like, we are on a serial win, and definitely we are on that serial win, because just yesterday, one of our candidates went in for her GOC interview and came out with a proceed to pre-reg. And so, if this is the kind of results you are hoping for yourself as international optometrist going through the qualification process in the UK, because you want to, practice optometry, maybe be quite more useful to your family, just, career development, living in the UK, practicing as an optom, and you want those kind of results, definitely you want to join the academy. Now, having said that, dance, I'm always grateful to God when these things come out. I'm going to do a little video because after the interview, she sent me a voice note and it was like, oh my God, I feel like crying. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm not feeling good and all that sort of thing. But it was definitely a proceed to pre-reg. Okay, great stuff. So now, as you come online, please let me know where you're watching from. Over the course of this July, this is the second half of 2025, and I did make a commitment to 100 optometrists, and I said I will be in your space giving information, making myself available to help 100 international optometrists qualify in the UK with clarity and confidence. And this month, we are taking it to a new level. So beginning from today, actually, I was live on TikTok in the afternoon. I don't know how many of us were able to make that, session, but here we are again, on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and giving this particular information. And the reason for which we've chosen this topic today, I'm going to be looking to the left because I'm looking at my notes. And I just want to say that during the whole of the week, at the end of the week, on the 24th of July, when we have our masterclass, the candidate that has participated the most active candidate, those that come in, they like, they share, they comment, they're asking questions, and maybe even taking some actions during the live, we will be awarding a prize. And our prizes are all going to be focused on helping you qualify in the UK. So things like our application form bundle to help you fill your application form and, to submit a verified form, which is well over £150. Someone will be walking away with that prize. Someone will be getting the study bundle, and another person will be getting a one-to-one coaching session with me, a free mock interview that is well worth over £250. And so if you are an international optometrist and you want to get one of these prizes, you want to make sure that you put on your notification bell, follow our pages so you know when we're live, come live, comment. Let's know where you're watching from. It's quite simple. Let's know where you're watching from, like the page, ask your questions, make progress, and you could be that lucky winner. Now, the title for this evening is Stop Delaying Your UK Optometry Dream. Okay. Now, I would thank you so much for coming in. Welcome, everyone, welcome. And today we are talking about stop delaying the dream. And there's some truths that you need to know, especially when it comes to the master's degree that people don't know. Now, a lot of people that I meet do think that coming into the UK and doing a master's degree program is going to give them some advantage when it comes to the UK qualification process. But we're going to be talking about all that in the session this evening. Now, if you are on the live, I want to know who is here. Let me just see if I can find those comments. Oh, Raja, hello, good evening, watching from Pakistan. Thank you so much for coming in. What's happened? What's happened now? Just bear with me 1 second. I think something has happened to my screen. I can't find myself. No, that's not what we want. Sorry, just bear with me. Okay, yeah, I'm back. Great stuff. So if you're here right now, let me know where you're watching from as we get started. Right, so something is happening to my screen. If you can hear me loud and clear, can you let me know, please? And if you can see, oh my goodness me, what's happening here? Oh, okay. If you can see me loud and clear, let me know. All right, so just for those of you that don't know, my name is Dr. Deze Cosmos. I'm a UK qualified optometrist for over a decade now. And for even getting now close to 2 decades, I've been helping international optometrists qualify in the UK with confidence and competence. And I just celebrated one of our candidates that went into her interview yesterday and came out with a proceed to pre-reg. Whoop, whoop. And honestly speaking, I mean, the candidates can testify for every single person that is on our GOC Accelerator program. All of them have proceeded with good results. And I said as well that today we're going to be diving deep into, do I need a master's degree to qualify in the UK? Now, this is the one common question that I get. And a lot of people, what they do is they just think about what's happening in other sectors and they presume that it's going to be beneficial for them coming into the UK as an entry route to the UK. Some people get scholarships, amazing to those ones. But even in the scholarships, there are some fees that you need to pay. Some others, like a lady I know when I was doing my MSc in clinical optometry in City University, her family had sold land, had sold property, had collected money from friends and family to send her to the UK to do a master's degree in clinical optometry. Now, whilst a master's degree in clinical optometry is very useful for practice in optometry in the UK, however, their goal was, we will borrow all this money, we send you into the UK, you get your master's degree, get a job, qualify as an optometrist, and then we can start paying back our debt and our family would be all happy and dancing. But before my very eyes, it wasn't the case for this young lady. They had given her a 2-year visa. And after the Home Office actually sent a letter to say that, oh, it was, quite a mistake. And they had to terminate, her time even here whilst we were still studying. And they said, okay, you finish your learning modules, you're going to go back to the country. You will go back to your country and then you will have to send in your dissertation results. Secondly, even though she was doing her master's and she had paid that amount of money, when she applied to the GOC to go through the qualification process, they said to her, based on what she had filled in her pre-assessment, that she can come into the UK, but not as an optometrist. You want to stay with me because I'm going somewhere, okay? But not as an optometrist. And they said that you have to, you can come in as a dispensing optician, but not even as a contact lens optician or a, ophthalmic optician, which is an optometrist. And so I hope to grab the reason for which I'm doing these lives today. And I'll be even releasing some other videos about the masters and how it helps or does not help UK qualification, because I know a lot of my colleagues, a lot of people that have come through me in the academy, most of them are in the UK doing masters. And one lovely lady sent me an email to say that she's just about wrapping up her masters. She wants to start the process. On questioning, I found out that she had actually left her country too early. So she doesn't have even the 12 months unsupervised required to start the process. Now, even though she's in the UK, she may have spent so much money, or it may be a scholarship and all, she still can't even go through the UK qualification process. And so it's really important that if UK, and it even spreads across, if you want to go to Australia, you want to go to America, you want to go to Canada, you want to practice optometry, you really want to ask and do your research well, so that when you start to go through the process, you know what will help. Now, to answer that question directly, for most people, no, you don't need a master's degree to practice in the UK. And I'm going to explain further. Now, the GOC rightly says on the website that anyone that has a degree in optometry, that person, and you're licensed to practice in your country, you are able to continue and transfer your qualification to and practice in the UK. Now, if you had studied any other degree as your first degree, maybe you studied like biochemistry, pharmacy, med lab, zoology, Igbo linguistics, economics, business management, law, and you then are doing a master's in optometry, then you're on the right track. That's not a waste of money, because you need that degree in order to start the process. However, if your undergraduate degree was in optometry, you do not need a master's to qualify in the UK. Now, I'm going to be even going deeper into this. One thing you would need to know as an international student is that the master's degree range from 15K and some even go up to 30K. Okay, that's one number. And this is just your tuition. We're not talking about, the flight fares, the visa fares. We're not talking about the cost of living, the house that you're going to live in, the transportation, that you're going to use to go to, to get to school and all those sort of things. So this is just tuition fee. Okay. Now, even if you get a sponsorship, like you are on, it's a sponsorship, you're on scholarship for your master's. If it's not a full tuition scholarship, it may not even be useful for your UK qualification journey. That's one. Number two, if you've just graduated from school, because I know in this country, a lot of graduates finish immediately from their undergrad and they go straight into their master's. So if you have qualified as an optometry in your country and you dive straight into the UK to do a master's degree, as of now, up until September 2026, you can't even you can't even convert and become an optometrist in the UK because you haven't done the foundational things you need to do in your country in order to continue. So when you finish the masters that you've gotten, you need to go back to your country and go through the process of having that 12 months unsupervised before you even get started. Okay. Now, I have met so many people in the academy and even as a professional development tutor, and the position I have in the international optometry world, discussions I've had with people coming and doing their masters, when they now come to go through the process, I tell you something, some don't even want to put the master's degree on the application form. Why? Because it's not needed. That's one. Number two, it could even play to their disadvantage. If you have a master's degree in clinical optometry, master's degree in, let's say, investigative optometry, they would expect that you then have even a postgraduate level of knowledge. And we have seen over again, you know, a beautiful lady that came into the academy. One thing that brought her in was her colleague that she went to university with to do masters here in the UK, went and this masters in investigative optometry, I should think, went in to do the GOC interview and came out with loads of adaptation. So I don't think I need to talk too much about that. So just know that if anyone has told you that you do need a master's to qualify in the UK, that is absolutely not true. What do they want? Baseline degree. Okay. Your master's degree is not going to be a shortcut for some people. Actually, I've met a lot of international optometrists that have done a master's degree. They don't get better jobs. They're still working in unskilled, jobs. Okay. Yes, they are in the UK, but I know that if someone had spoken out and spoke about these things, maybe they would have done what so many international optometrists are doing now. They are just in their country, practicing in their clinic. They are submitting the application form, preparing for the interview, getting that proceed to pre-reg. They are looking for a job, no pressure. You've got 2 years once you get your outcome to get that pre-registration job. They get their jobs, do the interview online, and then they come in to the country as an optometrist. Okay, so that is exactly what you should do next. Now, I just want to ask a question in the comments below. Are you doing a master's? Have you heard? Is it something that somebody has told you that actually, I can think about my WhatsApp status buzzing. Oh, I really want to come in. I want to come and do the master's when I'm doing the master's. Now, let me also let you know that the master's degree is for an international student is a full-time degree. It's not part-time. And so if you're doing a master's on a full-time basis, you definitely cannot do pre-registration at the same time. Do you get what I mean? So you're delaying even further. You can't do it at the same time. And now, I have some people that are coming into the academy. They are so like pressed for time because they finished the masters. They've only got 2 years post study. A bit worried. What if I need to do an adaptation? What if I need this? What if my date doesn't come out soon? And so, what am I saying to you? If you want to come into the UK and practice optometry, and you've been thinking to do a master's, I would advise against it. When you come into the UK as an optometrist, you go through your pre-registration year, you're now fully qualified as an optometrist. After a while, could be 5 years, whether they increase it to 10 years, who cares? You get your indefinite leave to remain. At that point, you become a home student. Okay. So you will get home fees. And not just that, at that point, you now have a clear understanding whether you really want to do a master's. Actually, by the time I went in to do my master's, which was 6 years ago, with City University, came out with a distinction anyway. But at the time I went into masters, I didn't even do my homework well, because if I had done my homework well, I wouldn't have even done a master's. I would have gone straight in to do a PhD. I was using Nigerian cadence. The cadence in Nigeria education system says you have to do a master's before you do a PhD. I didn't even ask any questions. I didn't even take my own advice. I didn't ask questions, just went in straight into City University to do a master's degree. Whilst I was doing my master's degree, I met with PhD students, and I said to them, so where did you do your master's? They said, no, I don't have master's. I just went in. I said, can you just come in to do PhD? Oh, yes, you can. So when you're in the country as a practicing optometrist and you get to that point, you may think, well, I don't really need a master's for anything. You know, one thing you must know as well is that as a doctor of optometry from maybe your country, the GOC don't recognize it. If you check the GOC records, for me, you won't see Dr. Adeze Cosmos because they don't recognize that doctor of optometry. If you go to the College of Optometry, then you will see Dr. Adeze Cosmos. And what they said to me is that they don't recognize the doctorate that you get in any other country. Okay. And so maybe by the time you're here, you're now doing your home fees and doing everything. You could just go straight to PhD. You don't even need to do a master's degree in this country if you don't want to. Okay. But at least at that time, you have a full understanding of what you want. Do I want to continue? Do you want to continue in optometry? Do you want to get into management? You get what I mean? Are there particular things you want to learn? And then you pick the master's that is well suited for you. That's one. Number two, you can do it on a part-time basis and maintain your full-time job, because at the time I did mine, I did it on a part-time basis. I had a full-time job. I had 4 children at the time. I was actually, I had just given birth to my 4th child. Okay. And we run ministry for our Lord Jesus. Nothing needed to stop. And I was not drowning in debt. You know, I watched a video the other day of a lady that, they were asking her a question and said, my God, I'm in this country for quite some years. I'm still paying the debt. My question is, why do you want to pick up unnecessary debt and come in when you can do something better? All right. Now, I'm just going to check the comments if we have any questions, any comments. Still doing practice in my home country, 2 years. Amazing, Raja. So you've got that 2 years. If you're thinking of coming into the UK, absolutely, why not? Ahunaya Album, you're welcome. Thank you, Alban, watching from Nigeria. Good. And it's most of my Nigerian colleagues that are coming in, In Nigeria, we've got a lot of money, huh? We come in to do the masters. It's not needed at all. I would say wait, come in as an optometrist and then do something else. So now somebody's going to say, okay, what should I do instead? What is the strategy? How can I convert my current qualification in order to sort out these knowledge gaps? And I just want to tell you, to be honest with you, you come into the UK, you do a master's, even in clinical optometry, is not going to cover the knowledge gaps you need to cover for the GOC interview. Take it from me. I've been doing this for close to, 15 years and counting, helping international optometrists. I followed it. I've been into the UK system. I've done a master's in clinical optometry. It's very, very useful for me when it comes to the knowledge base that I now have. I work with the NHS. I work, with little babies and all. I do a lot of teaching, OSCEs and all, pre-registration, supervision and all that. It's really useful for that. But it didn't add a pound to my wages. No one's interested when it comes to optometry practice in the UK. When it comes to the multiples like Specsavers, Vision Express Boots, they're not interested that you've got a master's in clinical optometry. Nobody asked me, do you have a master's, or what was your degree like? And so, yeah, but there are benefits, which we can talk about that later. But definitely there's something you can do right now as far as you're fully qualified in your country, in order to start this GOC UK qualification process. And I always say now is very easy. That's what I say. From my eyes, from what I see, it's really easy to come into the UK. The UK have got their hands wide open for international optometrists, because optometrists are still very much needed. And that's why they're still taking applications, doing interviews, and giving people the proceed to pre-reg so that they can come in and start practicing, getting ready to practice. And so if you're ready to stop second guessing and start processing things and move to the next step, it's really important that you register for the masterclass that is coming up on the 24th of this month, 24th of July. It's a Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time, just the same time we're live right now. We will be coming on Zoom, and we'll be having a chat, and I'll be running through with you the things that you need to do to qualify as a UK optometrist. It is absolutely free. I'm going to try and put it in the chat below. Let's see who got it. Okay, I think no, only YouTube got it. That's fine. I'm going to try and pin it on all my link in bio. It's on TikTok, link in bio. I haven't done it on LinkedIn and all, but I'll do that so that you can get that link. But if you're watching on YouTube, you will have that link there for you. All right. Now, thank you so much for coming in and listening to me. Hopefully, I've given you some knowledge, some information that's going to save you way more than 30 grand. There's so many other things that I can talk about, such as while you're doing your master's here, you've got very little hours to work. And so a lot of master students still depending on their parents or friends or family in their home country to send them in money for a living. So it's not even as easy as it seems. But there is someone that does benefit from your master's, and that is UK institutions. They gain your tuition fee, yes, and that is revenue coming into them, isn't it? Oh yeah. The transport and all that you're spending, the housing that you're going to be living in, and all that. But at the end of the day, what happens? You ask questions. If they're honest with you, you'll find out that most international optometrists that are coming to do a master's, after their master's, ask them, did your master's give you the job? Not really. What kind of job are they doing? Well, that's a topic that we'll be handling tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much for coming in. If you have any questions right now, I want you to comment in the comments below. If you want a link to register for the masterclass, it's absolutely free, and it is the topic we're going to be discussing: how to convert your qualification, your optometry qualification fast to practice in the UK without unnecessary debt and without unnecessary delays. Tomorrow, we've got another topic coming for you. I'm pulling back the curtains about the health visa that people come in, and the things you don't know about care work, and how it's actually almost a hindrance to you as an international optometrist. I want every optometrist to know that you are blessed to be in the career you are in, especially if you're looking at the UK. I know Australia optometry is really good as well. Do you get what I mean? But I'm in the UK. I can only talk about what I know. One thing I know is that you've got a very good career, and it's really amazing to be an optometrist working in the UK. It's amazing the route that has been opened up for international optometrists. And I'm just gonna say here, yes, it's fast. Yes, it's good. Yes, you don't need to spend 30 grand, but there is work to do, which I'll be explaining to you in detail on that masterclass. Okay. All right. So if you want to join that masterclass, I want you to just put fast track in the comments below. And after the stream, I will personally send you out the link to register. And if you don't have any questions, I want to say thank you so much. Tomorrow in the afternoon on TikTok, we'll be live again, and we are revealing the truth about care jobs in the UK that no one talks about, particularly for international optometrists. Okay, so let me see. I've got a question. Someone's asking, Roger. I have total number of patients and I have checked, but no evidence. I don't understand what you mean by no evidence. There's always going to be evidence. When it comes to evidence, Raja, evidence is your diary. Evidence are the patient case records. Evidence are even where they paid for where they paid for their services. If you referred to any other body, that's evidence. Now, I know when I was practicing in Nigeria, it wasn't like an organized system as we have here. But all the exams and records, if you work in a hospital, exams and records will have the evidence. You know, the sheets of people that came in on a certain day. In my practice, we just had a notebook. That was where we were writing in the people that came in. That is evidence. So the evidence is definitely there. I hope that helps you, Raja. Okay? All right. Right, we're 3 minutes over time. Does anyone have any questions? I'm pretty excited about the 24th of July. It'd be nice to see you live on Zoom. Get the link, get registered, and then, yes, I hope that has helped you. Any other questions before we leave? I want to thank all of you that have come in, those of you that are watching, both from Pakistan, Nigeria, India, all over. Thank you so much for watching YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thank you very much for coming in, and we will see you tomorrow. You want to join me on TikTok? Remember, I said that I'm going to be giving out some wonderful prizes on the 24th, and it's simple. How do you qualify for these prizes? And all the prizes are prizes that are part of our packages that we give, whether it will have a discussion with you and see where you are at. If it's the application form review, you can get that at no cost at all. If you're preparing for your interview, you will definitely get the study bundle, the complete competency study guide at no cost to you. And yes, and other prizes that we may be giving. How do you qualify for these prizes? You want to follow the page on Facebook, follow the Academy page on Facebook, follow the Academy page on TikTok, and then come live either in the morning, in the evening, be the most active person, and that's how you qualify for those prizes. I want to say a big thank you for coming out. I'll see you tomorrow. Come with your questions. This is where you have me for these number of days. I'm going to be live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday next week. And I'm just going to be here in your space. And some of you have received my email. Go ahead and respond to that email. If you have any questions, go ahead and get registering. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming in. Before you clock out right now, go ahead and give us a burst of lights. Go ahead and share to your network. Let people in your network in Pakistan, in Nigeria, let them know about ACN Academy. I hear it all the time. I wish I met you earlier. Now you know me now. share it to your network. And I will say a very big God bless you for that. Thank you so much for coming in. And I'll see you tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. or in the afternoon on TikTok for the next topic. Keep an eye out.